Right, welcome to the YouTube class. Dear students, already we have completed some 7 problems in previous video. Now I have begun the 8th problem right now. Right, see, what is the problem has given here? First one, you just see a square coil of size 10 centimeter consists of one coil, square shaped coil. It is consist of 20 turns and whose side, that means length is nothing but 10 centimeter. Is it? And carries a current of 12 amperes. Right? Next, the coil suspended vertically and normal to the plane of the coil makes an angle 30 degrees with the direction of uniform horizontal magnetic field of magnitude 0.8 Tesla. 0.8 Tesla. Right? Next, what is the magnitude of torque which is experienced by the coil? Now they were asking the question like this. Now actually just see, this is nothing but one uniform magnetic field. What is the length of the magnitude of the uniform magnetic field means 0.8 Tesla. Right? In this field, okay, one coil has suspended vertically means like this. Okay, at the same time, here plane of the coil is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Plane means the area vector of this coil. What is the direction of area vector of this shape is nothing but like this. Towards you will be there. So actually it is like this is there, and this one has placed it in a magnetic field. That is nothing but 0.8 Tesla. Of course, in this coil, how much current is flowing? 12 amperes current is flowing. Immediately, whenever the current carrying coil is placed in the magnetic field, it undergoes rotating effect. That rotating effect is nothing but here torque. So the torque we have to find out here. Suppose if this one is rotate it like this. So when it is rotated like this, the angle between the normal line and magnetic field must be how much more? 30 degree. Okay, like that the coil has rotated. Actually, coil is going to rotate it like this. Right, for that one, okay, the coil which is being like this, it is going to rotate it like this. In this case, see, now this is the direction of the coil, plane of the coil, and plane of the coil, in between plane of the coil and magnetic field, the angle is how much is there means 30 degrees. Okay, right, 30 degree is there. This is the plane of the coil. That means area vector of the plane of the coil. Here angle is nothing but 30 degrees is there. Now for this rotation, from normal condition to for this rotation, the torque experienced by the coil we have to find. Now to this one, first of all, what I am going to take here means solution. Right, first what I given was side of the coil means length of the coil is 10 centimeter. Is nothing but 10 power minus 2 meter. You see, sir, length of the coil is 10 centimeter. What is the area of the coil? Area is nothing but length into length. Is nothing but 10 power minus 4 meters whole square into 2. Next, number of turns on the coil is nothing but 20. Next, current flowing through the coil is nothing but 12 ampere. Next, what is the angle made by the plane of the coil with the magnetic field? Is nothing but 30 degree. Right. What is the magnitude of magnetic field? Is nothing but B equal to 0.8 Tesla. So question is, what is the torque which is experienced by the coil? We have to find. Right. Look at here. Torque experienced by the coil. Torque experienced by the coil. Torque equal to what is formula? Torque equal to M B sin theta, MB sin theta, where M is nothing but magnetic dipole moment. So magnetic dipole moment formula is NIA. Next into B sin theta. Okay, here just you write in the bracket, since magnetic dipole moment is the product of current into area of the coil. Of course, we can write number of turns N also. Right, torque tau is equal to here. Substitutions. N value is 20, I value is 12, A value is 10 power minus 4. Next one. B value is 8, 0.8 is there. 8 into 10 power minus 1. Next one. Into sine 30 degree. Okay, fine. 10 power minus 1 and this 0 cancel. Right thereafter, 12 8s are 96 into 2. 96 into 2 is nothing but almost 2. How much we can get? 192 into other remaining is, otherwise you do it here one thing. So what is that means? 2 into 12 into 8 into 10 power minus 4 into sin 30 value is 1 by 2. 1 by 2, 2 cancel. So 12 8s are 96 into 10 power minus 4. And this one we can write 9.6 into 10 power minus 3 is nothing but torque. Torque equal to, what is the unit for torque? Unit for torque is nothing but Newton meter. So Newton meter is nothing but unit for torque. Now this is the torque which is experienced by the coil for this rotation. Yes, right. Values first you identify the values what they have given in the problem. Thereafter what you have to find out in the problem. These two, if you see to that properly, means it is very easy to solve the problem. Yes, make it. Right. Problem number 9 is homework problem, very similar to the previous one only. We have to solve this one. A circular coil of radius R equal to 8 centimeters, that equal to 8 into 10 power minus 2 meter, consists of the number of turns is nothing but 30, carries a current of 6 amperes. Right? The coil is vertically and normal to the plane of the coil, makes an angle of 60 degree with the direction of horizontal magnetic field, is nothing but 1.0 Tesla. 1.0 Tesla. Right? Question is nothing but calculate the counter torque. Calculate the counter torque that must be applied to the coil to prevent the turn. Actually, in this magnetic field, whenever you place a current carrying circular coil, now that is the circular coil is number of times is like this circular coil. Now this circular coil, actually because of current is flowing within this coil is undergoes the turning effect like this. Means coil is there like this, it is going to turning like this. That means it should not turn it like this. Means actually in this direction it is turning effect is there in this direction. Right? What is the opposite torque we have to apply on this coil to stop the turning? Is it? Now how much counter torque we have to given to the coil to stop it turning? Means whatever it experiences the torque when it is placed in a magnetic field. In this magnetic field, what is the amount of torque it is experiencing? For that, an equivalent torque we have to apply the coil in opposite direction. Then only it will turn. So here area of the coil A equal to pi r square we can take. Right? Area also we can take here. Now afterwards, counter torque given to coil is counter torque given to the coil is equivalent to torque. Okay, torque experienced by the coil. Torque experienced by the coil. What is the torque experienced by the coil? Tau equal to NIAB sin theta. So NIA ಅಂದ್ರೆ pi r square B sin theta. Right. By using this formula, by substituting all the values, we just to find. Suppose, sir, if this circular coil is replaced by one planar coil. In this case, whatever the torque, counter torque we are getting there, that torque to prevent the turning of this circular coil, that torque is same for this planar coil means, of course, same. Why? Because means torque experienced by the coil is independent on, okay, shape, but depends on coil. Okay, so find out it. Look at dear students, problem number 10. Two moving coil galvanometers M1 and M2 have the following particulars. For first coil, look at here. For M1, coil M1. Here for coil M2. Right, what are the values are given? R1 is equal to 10 ohm. Resistance of the first coil of the wire is 10 ohm. Number of turns in first moving coil galvanometer is 30. Area of the coil in the moving coil galvanometer is 3.6 into 10 power minus 3 meter square. Magnetic field in which the first moving coil galvanometer has placed is nothing but 0.25 Tesla. In similar way, for M2, resistance of the second coil in second moving coil galvanometer is 14 ohms. Number of turns are 42. Area of the coil second moving coil galvanometer is 1.8 into 10 power minus 3 meter square, and magnetic field in which second moving coil galvanometer has placed means 0.5 Tesla. Actually, there are two moving coil galvanometers are there, M1 and M2. Related to M1, they have given all particulars. Related to M2 also, they have given all particulars. Now they were asking the question, what is the ratio of current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity of M2 and M1? First, current sensitivity. Current sensitivity is given by, so current sensitivity of the moving coil galvanometer is given by theta by I equal to NAB divided by K. NAB divided by K is nothing but the current sensitivity. See, current sensitivity is denoted by IS. Right? I is nothing but current. S is nothing but sensitivity. Next, in similar way, voltage sensitivity of moving coil galvanometer is given by theta divided by voltage deflection for current is current sensitivity, deflection for voltage is voltage sensitivity. It is nothing but NAB divided by what I can write, K into 1 by R I can. Okay, now these two are there. Now from this one, current sensitivity of the first moving coil galvanometer, ratio of current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity we have to find out for M2 and M1. Is it? Now in which first we just see current sensitivity I S2 divided by current sensitivity I S1. This is related to the second coil, this one is related to the first coil. Is equal to, what is the formula? NAB divided by K. N means N2, A2, B2 divided by K whole divided by N1, A1, B1 divided by K is equal to, right? What are the terms are going to cancel? These two are going to cancel. It is nothing but N2, A2, B2 divided by N1, A1 and B1. From this one, current sensitivity I2 to current sensitivity I1 is equal to L2 is nothing but number of turns 42 into area 1.8 into 10 power minus 3 into B2, magnetic field B2 is 0.5 whole divided by N1, A1, B1. Here is that N1 is 30, B1 is, sorry, A1 is 3.6 into 10 power minus 3 into, this is 0.25. Right, here just to see what are the cancellation. 10 power minus 3 cancel, 1.8 ones are 2s are cancel, 0.5 ones are 2s are is cancelled here. Once again, 2 ones are cancelled here. So 42 divided by 30 is nothing but how much the answer? That is 1.4. That means current sensitivity of the second moving coil galvanometer to current sensitivity of the first coil is nothing but how much we can write? 1.4. In similar way, voltage sensitivity can be written as Vs. Right. Voltage sensitivity of the second coil divided by voltage sensitivity of the first coil is equal to, right, first see one, what are the formula? N2, A2, B2 divided by K into 1 by R2 I can write. Now for this one, N1, A1, B1 divided by K into 1 by R1 I can. So K cancel. Then the remaining is here I am having N2, A2, B2. This R1 will come here. So R1 divided by N1, A1, B1 into R. Right, from this one, voltage sensitivity of the second coil to first coil is equal to, substitute the values once again. 42, 1.8 into 10 power minus 3 into 0.5 into radius of the first coil is 10 divided by once again here 33.16 into 10 power minus 3 into 0.25 into 14. So once again 10 power minus 3 cancel, 1s are 2s are cancel, 1s are 2s are, 1s are cancel, next to 2 cancel. Is it? Next to 0 cancel, and thereafter 14 1s are, 14 3s are cancel, 3 1s are cancel. So voltage sensitivity of the second moving coil galvanometer to first moving coil galvanometer is 1. This is nothing but the answer. Two cases are given clearly. See very clearly the given values are there, the measurement also is there. Only you have to remember the thing is nothing but formula. Formula only if you remember properly, then it is easy to solve the problem. Yes, make it. Right, next the problem number 11. In a chamber, an uniform magnetic field 6.5 Gauss is maintained. 6.5 Gauss, magnetic field 6.5 Gauss is maintained. An electron is shot. Shot means shoot. Shot into a field with a speed of 4.8 into 10 power 6 meter per second. Normal to the field. Shot. Why the path is circle? That is the first question. Next, to determine the radius of the circular path. First, magnetic field. Here they have given 6.5 Gauss. 1 Gauss equal to 10 power minus 4 Tesla. So magnetic field 6.5 into 10 power minus 4 Tesla. Speed, normal means angle is 90 degree. Electron, charge of electron this much, mass of electron this much. Now what he is asking means, when the charged particle is enters into the magnetic field normally, why it undergoes the circular path? That is they were asking. And second one, determine the radius of the circular path. Of course, if so, if undergoes the circular path, what is the radius of the circular path? That's what we have to find out. Actually, when the electrons or charged particle is enters into the magnetic field normally, then the magnetic force on electron, that means any charged particle in the magnetic field is experiences a force. That force is magnetic force. That magnetic force is provides the centripetal force. Centripetal force to the electron. That is why, because of the angle between the charged electron and the magnetic field, 90 degree. Hence, the electron is moves in circle or circular path. That is, here magnetic force on the charged particle dV sin 90 degree is equal to mv square divided by r. Is it? Now here v cancel, this value is 1. So from this one, radius of the path, radius of circular path, r equal to, we can write mv divided by qb, we can write r is equal to, mass is nothing but mass of the electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31, speed 4.8 into 10 power 6 divided by charge of electron 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 into, and this one is 6.5 into 10 power minus 4. After simplification of all these values, see what I may get the answer here means, that is 4.2 into 10 power minus 2 meters. I mean 4.2 into 10 power minus 2 meters. Of course, in centimeters, that equal to 4.2. 10 power minus 2 meters is equal to 1 centimeters. That means the radius of this circular path in that orbit is nothing but we are having this much. Right. Afterwards, we just see the problem has continuation here. In the problem 11, obtain the frequency of electron in a circular orbit. In that circular orbit, we have to find out the see, here I am going to begin the problem. For this one, solution I am going to begin here. Otherwise, here only I will. I know that R is equal to mv divided by qb we can write. Right. What is the frequency of electron in a circular orbit? In the circular orbit, the frequency, actually this is nothing but chamber of the magnetic field, right? Into means magnetic field direction is perpendicular to plane of the board, of course, inward. When the charged particle is shot with a velocity, then it undergoes like this. What is the radius of the circular path? Means I have got. What is the frequency of electron in this orbit means, right? You just see here I am writing m is equal to, since v is equal to formula, what is that? R omega. So I can write here R omega divided by qb. Here instead of v, R omega I have written this one cancel. Right, now from this one qb divided by m is equal to, I can write omega, right? qb divided by m is equal to, I can write 2 pi into f. F is nothing but, this is angular frequency, this is frequency. So f is equal to qb divided by 2 pi m, I can write. Now from this one frequency, f is equal to, qb is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, d is 6.5 into 10 power minus 4 divided by 2 into 3.14 into m, mass of electron, 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. Right? After simplification of all these values, how much I may get here means, I may get 0.8118, f equal to 0.1819 into 10 power 8 hertz I may get. So f is equal to this one I can write, if 10 power 2 if I can use here means 10 power 6 it will become. So this decimal point will be shifted here, 18.19 I may get. So approximately equal to 18, approximately equal to 18. Here you see 10 power 6 means mega hertz I can do. So frequency of the electron in this orbit. In this orbit, frequency of electron is nothing but 18 megahertz. Afterwards, one more question also has given here. Does the answer depends on the speed? Does the frequency depends on the speed? Right. So answer means in bracket frequency. Frequency is independent on speed of the charged particle. Yes. See, there are another two problems. These problems are related to the conversion of galvanometer into voltmeter, conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. Actually, if you want to convert a given galvanometer into voltmeter, you have to connect a high resistance in series with this. That means the galvanometer current is nothing but Ig. The resistance which we have to connect in series is nothing but this much. Then this complete arrangement of the galvanometer and voltmeter, resistance is said to be here voltmeter. Is it? Now, how to convert the given galvanometer into ammeter means by connecting a shunt resistance. See, shunt resistance is nothing but small resistance parallel to the galvanometer. Now, actually, the current which is giving here is nothing but that is Ig. I current is giving. This I current is, that means this total part of the galvanometer is said to be here ammeter. This is the ammeter. Right. Now here the current is nothing but I itself. Right. Now this current also. Now here the current is nothing but through the galvanometer is Ig. Here that is I minus I. So here just to see what are the given values are there in this problem. First one, a galvanometer has a resistance of coil. Galvanometer resistance is G is equal to 12 ohms, and meter shows full scale deflection for a current of 3 milliamps. That means for a watt current galvanometer current, here this galvanometer shows full scale deflection is that is nothing but 3 milliamps. So when you give the galvanometer current through the galvanometer is nothing but 3 milliamps. 3 milliamps means 3 into 10 power minus 3 amps. Okay, now for this the galvanometer is used the maximum deflection. So how will you convert the galvanometer into voltmeter of a range of 0 to 18 volts? So to what voltage we have to connect? That is nothing but 18 volts maximum, 0 to 18 volts. Right. Now how to convert the given galvanometer into voltmeter means galvanometer is converted into voltmeter by connecting R resistance, high R resistance, that is high mark, in series with it. Okay, now let me see what is the term. R is equal to V divided by Ig minus G. This derivation I have done. Right, next one. R is equal to V is 18, Ig is 6 into 10 power minus 3. This is 12. 6 ones are 3s are cancelled. So R equal to I am having here 3 into this 10 power minus 3 will come to the numerator. 3, this is 3. Okay, now 3 ones are 6 are. So here 6 into 10 power 3 minus 2. So this one is 6000 minus 2. Right, R equal to 5988 ohms. Right, by connecting in series with the galvanometer 5988 ohms, the given galvanometer is converted into voltmeter with a range of how much one? That is 18, 0 to 18. Right, here you come to the another problem. The galvanometer coil has a resistance of 15 ohms. Right, galvanometer resistance is 15 ohm, and a meter shows full scale deflection for a current of, that means for a watt current galvanometer shows the full scale deflection, that is nothing but 4 milliamps. 4 milliamps means 4 into 10 power minus 3 amperes. Then how will you convert the galvanometer into ammeter for a range of 0 to 6 ampere? So how you can? By connecting the small resistance, that is shunt resistance, in parallel with the galvanometer. Directly first I am solving the problem here, you just to see. Therefore S is equal to Ig into G divided by I minus Ig. Is it? Now from this one, if you take here, Ig is 4 into 10 power minus 3. Next, G is nothing but 15 divided by I is nothing but 6 minus 4 into 10 power minus 3. If you make the simplification this one, otherwise you do like this also. Same step. S is equal to G divided by I by Ig minus 1 also you can. See, if you take LCM, I minus Ig divided by Ig. Ig when you come to the numerator, you write the same formula like this also. So if you simplify here, 15 divided by Ig is, I is nothing but 6, G is nothing but 4 into 10 power minus 3 minus 1. So 15, this is the optional one. Okay, like this also you can do, but don't do like this, like this. Divided by, for simplification reasons. Right? 2 2's are 2 3's are. Okay? 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is nothing but 1.5 into 10 power 3 minus 1 this one. So 15 divided by 1500 minus 1. So this one is S is equal to 15 divided by 1499. 1499. So answer is 0.0010006 ohms. So answer is S equal to 0.001 approximate. Right, approximately the answer. See, the given galvanometer is converted into the voltmeter with a range of 0 to 6 ampere by connecting S equal to 0.01 ohms in parallel with the galvanometer. You write the sentence, it is like this. I didn't write here, you only write. The galvanometer can be, the given galvanometer can be converted into the ammeter by connecting a small resistance 0.01 ohm parallel to the galvanometer for a range of ammeter 0 to 6 ampere. You write it, that is yes, important problems. Okay, now the chapter is over. Now 14 problems we have solved from this chapter also. This chapter also over. Next we are having magnetism and matter chapter. In next session we will begin the chapter. Yes.